Hi, I'm Maria. I'm a demonstrator in Ontario, Canada, and tonight I want to do a video on reverse masking. And I'm going to use one of the Sale-a-bration products called Wonderful World. And to do that, I'm going to use the new masking paper that is in the catalog. I almost missed it, and I've talked to a number of other demonstrators who have missed it as well. And there's the Stampin Up Masking Paper. It's on page 149. And there's 12 of these 5x7 sheets for $9.75. Now, they're really neat in that in the past I've used Post-it notes for masking, and the Post-it notes are wonderful, but they're a little bit thick still, and when you stamp over them, it does leave a little bit of a line or a little bit of a space, which can be very annoying. And sometimes it's hard to get them off, or they won't stay put, because a Post-it note only has the sticky part in one part of it. Now, the Stampin' Up Masking Paper, if I can get it going here. Oh, here we go. So it peels off like this, and you know exactly which part you then have to stamp on the side that's sticky. But one nice thing about this is that you can die cut it as well. And tonight for this video, I'm going to die cut the masking paper, and I'm going to do some blending and do a reverse masking, which is different than the usual masking. Okay, so let's get going. I'm going to make this card using the Wonderful World, and I'm using the Scallop Contour die with the masking paper. And I'm using the shimmer paper. I used the regular basic white for this one, but I thought I'd like to try it with the shimmer paper and see how it looks. All right, so I've done the die cutting, and I'm saving this because I'm going to do something a little different on the inside as well. So I'm just going to put that aside. And this, where's my paper? Here we go. My shimmer paper. And what I'm going to do is I'll take half of this off, and I'm going to just lay it down like this. And I'm going to just lay this as centered as I can on here. And then I'll take the other half off. There. I tried doing it the other way, you know, where you lay it down and everything, but I could never quite get it centered. And then I'm just going to lay it on a piece of copy paper here, just to protect my desk. And I'm going to use two colors, actually three, sorry. I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, Bermuda Bay, and Orchid Oasis. And I'm going to start in the center with Daffodil Delight. And I'll just use gentle circular motions. Try to get it as smooth as I can. Don't want to get brush marks. Now you can do the yellow, the Daffodil Delight, over the entire die cut area or just in the center. I think I'm just going to do it in the center. Now I can always add more if I want. Now the next is Bermuda Bay. And Bermuda Bay, when it touches the yellow or mixes with the yellow, will make almost a green color. I'm going to have to do a bit more blending here. Oops. There's a crack in the paper. Now I'm going to do the Bermuda Bay over the entire surface here of the die cut area. And like I said, one nice thing about this masking paper, when you die cut it, the edges are not very deep, so it's not going to leave a white area, which is what happens with Post-it notes or other things that you use for masking. And if any of you have used the liquid masking, that tends to be a pain in the neck to wipe off or to get off. Okay, we'll leave that. Like I said, I can always add more if I want. I'm just going to close up the ink. I'll close up the yellow while I'm at it. I have a feeling tonight is the night where I will get ink on things. Just move that out of the way. Okay. Now, to get adequate coverage, sometimes you have to press a little bit harder on the paper. Like if you just go lightly like this, it's, for one thing, you're going to get little brush marks on them, and it's going to take an awful lot to cover. But if you press a little bit harder, see how much better coverage you get. And sometimes putting your thumb or your finger on the head, or whatever this part of the brush is called. Now what I'm doing is I'm applying ink from the edge right to where the Bermuda Bay is, but not covering all of the Bermuda Bay, because you want to see that transition, and I'm not getting any in the yellow at all, or the Daffodil Delight. So what I have done is I have masked off the area, which is this part of the paper here that is being covered. When I remove it, that part will be uninked. I have a bit of arthritis in my fingers, so sometimes I have to readjust how I'm holding on to the brush. Okay, well, I think I'm going to add a little bit more Bermuda Bay. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, now I'm going to stamp. Well, I've got everything out, and I'm going to use this image. Now, it's a distinctive stamp, so that means it has all these nice variations in color. It's inked up good here. And I'm going to stamp it right about here. There we go. Well, that turned out pretty good. And while I'm at it, I'm going to use the thank you from a stamp set called Peaceful Moments. Yeah. So that's all there is for the card front. I just take the masking paper off. under normal circumstances, not a circumstance like this, you can use the masking paper again, but I would not use this one again. There we go. That's pretty nifty. Now we'll just let that one dry a bit. And what I'm going to do is the center part that I die cut for this, I'm going to do something with the inside. So here's my piece for the inside. And just going to center this. So this now becomes my mask. Before I had the mask along the outside, now my mask is on the inside. And I'm not going to use any yellow at all. And the only color I'm going to use is the Orchid Oasis, because it is just a small area. Oh, sorry if the table's shaking a little bit. So if you've been getting outside in this hot, humid weather, spending some time at the beach, I must admit I've been hiding in the basement the last couple of days because it's been so hot and humid. And then we get these sudden, severe bursts of thunderstorms. Now, I guess you have to expect that in August. Yeah, pretty soon the kids will be going back to school. When the exhibition is on, the CNE is on in Toronto, we always know that when that finishes, kids go back to school. Now, I think I've got good coverage here. Now I just want to make it a little bit darker on the edges. You see how I made that a little bit darker here? I think that's pretty good. Now I can take this off. You want to be careful that you don't get ink. You get ink on your fingers. Oops. There. So there we have a nice area for a sentiment or for a signature area in the card. And we can make a very simple card here. We just have to add this to the front. Now I've got a little bit of this metallic trim that I'm just going to put a little bit along the side here before I add it to the card front. I'm just kind of turn this over and Okay, I'll add that to the card front. And then for the inside, now you can put a basic white underneath that as well, but I think that looks cool. So there we go. Now I have a little bow that you can just attach here with a glue dot. Now this was made with using glitter paper, glimmer paper. The other uses, my sample uses basic white. I'll show you the difference in the outcome of the two. Okay, so these out of the way. So here is my one with basic white. And here is the one with the shimmer. Can you see the shimmer? So which one do you like better? It's hard to tell. I like them both. Anyway, I haven't put the embellishments on, but I'll put them on off camera. So thank you very much. I just wanted to show you the technique of reverse stamping. Reverse masking. I'll be doing a class on that this week. Thank you. This is Maria signing off. Bye.